Alright, I don't know if it's just me, but I fucking hate the generation I'm a part of because I just don't understand humor nowadays and what really tickles people's funny bone. And you wanna know what really set me off on making this video? It's this one YouTube thumbnail right here that happened to weasel its way into my recommendations. I mean, the title alone perfectly encapsulates everything wrong with the broken English this generation uses, and it genuinely makes me sit down and wonder if I was just born in the wrong generation, or if I was just raised correctly. I don't know, maybe God pointed at me and said, fuck this guy in particular, and just airdropped me into this timeline. First of all, if you have a second grade education, you'll know that that's the wrong form of your in that title. But of course, that's nothing new. Idiots have been using the wrong form of your since the conception of the goddamn internet. And then everything after that might as well be hieroglyphs to me, because I don't understand a goddamn thing this title says. I don't know when Ohio became the butt of every joke. I mean, it's just a state in shit out of nowhere at middle America. So I don't know what's so gut-bustingly hilarious about it, but that seems to be a running theme with new generation humor. You know, you basically sum it up as, get shit together that makes no sense and form a almost complete sentence with it. What's next? Are we gonna start using Nebraska as the new state we shit on? I mean, it's got the same syllables as Ohio, so I can't imagine it'd be that hard to integrate into modern day humor. And then of course you've got the rest of the title, which is, Do Nit Got Me Zesty. Please, someone who's even graduated high school, tell me what the fuck that's supposed to mean. I don't know what nit means, and one Google search later has me highly skeptical of the idea that they mean the egg of a parasite. I mean, I just don't get it. And the last time I heard the word zesty being thrown around was to describe straight people who act gay, so, you know, there's that. And so just seeing that YouTube thumbnail has really opened my eyes to how much I don't understand the younger generation, and even my own generation to an extent, because I've got friends who talk like this, unironically, and it's fucking painful to listen to, alright? I'd rather shove broken shards of glass into my ears. And I'm pretty sure the proper nomenclature for this type of shit is brain rot, and you know what? That sounds about right, because hearing people talk like this fucking hurts. It's rough to listen to. I remember being young and, you know, hearing parents shit themselves over the idea that video games would rot your brain, but then when real brain rot shows up, the parents are just okay with it. Yep, just fucking have my kids regurgitate skibbity beep boop boop bop toilet bowl and shit like that, which is what I hear my sister say all the time with her friends, which is just sad and embarrassing to see. And God knows what skibbity toilet is even supposed to mean. I mean, fuck, you know, video games, it's too violent, man. Just give them a fucking iPad and put them on TikTok where you got teenage girls dancing damn near butt naked into the camera and let them absorb nothing of value into their brain. I have no doubts that TikTok is where most of these phrases come from, which sounds about on par with the platform. And speaking of shit I don't understand, I can't wrap my head around which genius thought Riz is supposed to be the word we should use to describe the action of... Actually, I don't know what that word's supposed to mean. I don't know, something to do with getting a person of the opposite gender to like you in a romantic way or some shit like that. Or it could be the same gender, you know. It's 2024, people can do whatever the fuck they want, I guess. And whenever I hear that word getting tossed around, I have to wonder... who sat down and thought Riz is a good word to use? It literally rhymes with jizz, so I don't know what their justification was there. I mean, do I have a good reason for hating that word? No, not particularly. Can I stand when people use that shit unironically? Absolutely the fuck not. I hate that word with a burning passion. Another thing I find people saying that pisses me off more than it should is the word sigma. I don't know what's so funny about the Greek letter used to represent sums in math, but to each their own, I guess. Especially when they say shit like "what the sigma" in that stupid voice they always do when they say it for whatever reason. I mean, someone for the love of God, please explain, because honestly, in this day and age, looking that shit up is probably more embarrassing than getting caught watching porn. Whenever I ask people what that word means, I just get laughed at and pissed on, because I guess I just am supposed to know these things, because, you know, I'm 19 and I'm supposed to be hip and cool with the new generation, but no, I don't understand anything they're saying. But I guess it's okay, because you don't really have to know what the word or phrase means to use it. Brain rot just means put it anywhere the fuck you want in a conversation, and it'll still somehow make sense to someone. Here's how I imagine a conversation with someone who suffers from chronic brain rot going. How's your day been? Skibbity Riz. What? That's so sus, bro. Dude, what the fuck are you saying? What the Sigma? Are you high? And that's how I envision conversations going down in a 5-year time span. And you know what, while we're on this topic, let me just get onto another one I hear often. Gyat. Or Gaiat. I don't know what the proper pronunciation is, and I'm not even going to try to understand where this word came from and what the fuck it means, because I feel like we just woke up one day and people just spontaneously started using this shit out of nowhere, and it makes me want to rip my hair out because they just throw it into a conversation anywhere and expect it to make sense. That's the thing you have to understand, is that I get that language is this transcendental thing that evolves to keep up with society, but the thing is, most words and phrases have their place in a conversation, you know? So you wouldn't, like, go to a funeral and just start saying congratulations to everyone. So having all this bullshit garbage getting haphazardly tossed into a conversation gives me the impression that it has little to no meaning, and it's just there to fill silence, making it brain rot in my book. Speaking of this particular word, I have this one friend that uses this shit regularly, and I've heard him use it as a noun, which doesn't really make sense because I looked it up, alright? Like a fucking geriatric patient using Gmail for the first time, and apparently it means, or well, it's an abbreviation for girl your ass thick. So if that word is an abbreviation for a phrase, then tell me how the fuck the sentence, you are a gat, makes sense. Ah yes, of course. You are a girl your ass thick. I mean, I guess if you put a comma between the girl and your, it kind of makes sense, because it turns into you are a girl, your ass thick, which, you know, follows proper grammatical rules, but of course you wouldn't say that anywhere in an actual conversation, so there is absolutely no place for this particular word. I don't understand. Can you even call it a word? I remember seeing this little inspirational quote looking thing, and it wasn't exactly inspirational, but it went something along the lines of, bad times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create bad times, alright? And you get the idea, it loops back in an infinite cycle. And I could say with a high degree of certainty that we are in the good time stage right now, because I mean, we've hit like the peak of, you know, technological advancement. We've got entertainment around us 24/7, and I mean, it's become almost too easy to transmit information, which is why the only information transmitted nowadays is fucking garbage, and we've got little kids regurgitating the same 4 phrases to each other and call that a conversation. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm overplaying how bad it really is, but this is just from what I've seen. Yeah, I mean, shit, I hear stories from my sister, who's in middle school, by the way, about kids who unironically say shit like, "Oh, you're rizzing her up. You got mad Riz, dog," and shit like skibbity Riz toilet omega hyper AIDS brain cancer or some shit like that. And you know, it's just quite worrying and sad in my opinion. I've never felt more like a disappointed parent in my life. And it's not even the younger generation, because I've got this one friend who's like my age, and he says all the phrases I've mentioned regularly and unironically. Fucking hell, dude. If you're watching this, you know exactly who you are, alright? Just, you know, knock it off. Cut back on the brain rot, man, I swear. It's rough. That goes for everyone else as well, alright? Stop allowing this shit to run rampant. You all sound like fucking idiots saying stupid shit like sticking out your gat for the Rizzler. I had to look that one up, really dive deep to the butthole of the internet to pull that one out. Jesus Christ. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. Someone, please explain. I'd love to know, because it just doesn't make sense to me. Maybe I'm just getting older, but god damn. But yeah, that's about it. Take it easy, everyone.